What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Saturday morning and I'm out here. It came out just a little bit later than usual. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go this morning, but ended up deciding on coming back to the same stand that I've been seeing so many deer out of. I've had a couple of new bucks on camera cruising in the past 2 days, so I'm hoping that they come through here. They may check out my mock scrape down here, but I'm starting to see more activity finally after 8 or 9 days of zero deer movement. I mean, they have not been moving at all. Well, they're finally starting to pick up and do some stuff, but this is the coldest morning I've hunted all year. I think it was about 17 degrees when I left the house. Traffic is really bad this morning. There's a ton of road noise out here, so I'm gonna have a hard time hearing deer coming, I think. But with the everything being so cold and frozen, hopefully that makes the leaves and pine needles a little more crunchy than usual. So anyway, but cold morning this morning. Like I said, coldest I've been out all year, and I have a feeling that once the sun starts to hit this hillside, then the deer are going to start moving, kind of like they've done in years past. So let's see what happens. incredible morning so far. I'm up to, that's 13 does and fawns now. Haven't had a buck come through at all. It's crazy. And they've all just been walking through slowly. They're not being pushed. None of them are behaving like they're in heat. It's crazy. But another fantastic morning so far. I'm going to stay out here another couple of hours this morning. We may catch a buck cruising through, but I would think if those does were in estrus, then we would have already had some bucks come through by now. But oh well. It's a great morning though. Great morning. It's starting to warm up now. That sun's hitting me really well. But definitely enjoy the warmth of the sunlight hitting me here. That feels really nice. Well, it's been about 2 hours now since I saw my last deer. I've heard one gunshot all morning long. I don't know if, you just never know. You never know when one may come back through, but, there was a lot of movement and a lot of activity there, all within a really tight time frame. I haven't been able to figure out this year whether the deer are bedding back down this way in the pine thicket or if they're bedding across the field in the other pine thicket. I'm actually, in past years, I've hunted all through the pine thickets. Or not all through them, but all around the perimeter. And this year I decided I was going to try to stay out of the pine thicket as much as possible, because I was concerned that me hunting all around the perimeter was disturbing the center of the pine thicket where I was thinking they were kind of bedding, and I was trying to leave that as like a sanctuary area. So the fact that I'm staying outside of the primary pine thicket area, I've seen more deer this year than I've probably ever seen. And I'm in my mind, I'm attributing it to the fact that I'm not going deep into the pine thicket or cutting through the pine thicket, and I'm not disturbing the deer in their, safe space, if you want to call it that. So, I don't know. One other thing I want to point out, a little bit of a tip, is we all have phones with us. We all take phones with us when we're hunting. And if you're like me, when you're in the tree stand or when you're out hunting, you're always seeing things that kind of spurs a thought of something you want to do in the future to improve either your habitat or move a tree stand to another area or clean up shooting lanes or whatever. Well, you don't want to do that sort of stuff during deer season, and by the time season's over, you may forget about it. So what I like to do is I take my phone, get it out of my pocket here, take my phone, and I use my onX app, and I'll drop a pin, and I'll just call it like to do, and then I'll give a description of what it is that I'm wanting to get done, what it is to do, and I will color those pins a different color, and that allows me, whenever deer season's over, I can pull up those pins, and it will be a reminder to me of the things that I had noticed during deer season that I wanted to improve or do something differently about for the future seasons. So, just a little bit of a tip for you. Anyway, I'm going to start to come down here in just a little bit, and I will probably just see you this afternoon. Wouldn't you know it, as soon as I did that interview and cut the camera off, I turned around, and there was a doe and a fawn coming across the field behind me. They walked directly stand and walked on out the hillside here. And while I'm watching them, I was trying to get the camera turned around. While I was watching them, 3 more came through down below me, trotting pretty fast. 3 does. That makes 18 deer this morning. 18 deer. The most I had ever seen before in a sit anywhere on the farm ever was 13. And I had 13 this morning by 9:30. And then the Friday before Thanksgiving, I saw 13 in one 3-hour sit. And then several times, 2 or 3 times this year, I've seen 11. I mean, prior to this year, the most I had ever seen here on the farm in one sit was 11. And that happened one time. And I've done that multiple times this year. This spot that I'm in is an incredible area. It's a pinch point where the deer come through here to cross the open hillside into the other pine thicket on the other side of the field, and they just filter through here. Sometimes they come through above me. Sometimes they come through right here below me. Sometimes they come through 40 to 50 yards down the hill from me. But they all funnel right through this narrow strip of pines. It's probably only about 80 yards across. But it's so thick that they're safe in here. I mean, because I can't take a shot of more than 25 or 30 yards in here. So they're safe, they feel comfortable, and they come through here. This is an incredible spot. And man, the deer herd here seems to be doing really, really well. I would like to say that a lot of the habitat management stuff that we're doing has helped contribute to that. And the trapping efforts that we've done, we're seeing more turkeys this year than we've seen in many, many years as well. So, you know, if you own your own property and you want to see your wildlife numbers increase, you need to develop a habitat management, habitat improvement plan, a wildlife management plan on your own property, and implement it. It drives me crazy when I talk to people who they just go somewhere and they hunt and they shoot everything they see, and then they complain about not seeing many deer or not seeing many big bugs and that whatever. If you don't develop a plan to try to manage and steward the wildlife and the property properly, then you're going to struggle with quantity, health, and size, maturity of the animals you're after. Anyway, I'm going to stick around a little bit longer now and see if a buck comes through. I still see one of those does down there. She's down there just twitching her ears. So we will see if a buck